So, well, now that I know that you don't want to touch my thing, we're done for the day.
You should have known that.
Yeah, no, but anyways, what do you call it? Well, no, man. You're over there collecting dolls and stuff. I didn't.
Hey,
thought maybe you were throwing up a flag. No. So, anyways, it's like most women will flick their hair. Boys, got to show off the dolls, baby. Yeah. No, anyways, well, that's getting cut out completely. This is just a waste of space. So, anyways, you done some artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did it just start off something you started doodling and you realized you're pretty good, or did you just say to yourself, one day I'm going to be John Romita, the next generation, right? I mean, how did that start for you? Was it just doodling or?
Just doodling.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just like, I don't know, I want to draw. Yeah. And then passes time as we were talking, you see I do a lot of Spider-Man heads on the snowpad.
Now, did you realize, hey, that's pretty good? Or did somebody tell you, hey, kid, pretty good?
I guess the pretty good part, or hey, pretty good, is usually from people.
Yeah.
Like I never sit there and think, oh, this is good. Like the most I usually think is this is all right. This is pretty decent. And a lot of times it'll be someone else that sees it like, oh, that's real good. Like I remember I had, like I don't remember when, a long time ago I was a kid. My mom enrolled me in some like art class like in summertime.
Yeah.
I don't remember why. It was just a random like, here, go to this. And I was
I'm sure you were a ruthless killer. It was keep you off the streets and hurting people.
Yeah, obviously. It was like I was bad news, so they had to get me off of the streets.
Killed 5 people.
Even at a young age, I was a dangerous man.
Yeah.
So I remember one of the things we were supposed to do was like create a comic book character, and here's one of the things where it's like I don't think it was whatever, but I remember I got in and I just basically did like a Batman Spider-Man hybrid.
Yeah.
It was like, to me, even looking back now, I was like, ugh, this is so cheap and tacky. What the hell? It was basically like, I'm going to do a quick drawing of it. You won't be able to see it, unfortunately, but I'll show him. It was basically Batman, but with a lot of Spider-Man influences to it.
Yeah, so you had the little black lines along the suit and no.
Again on the black lines, huh? All right.
A little less traditional Spider-Man suit, right? My Spider-Man was mixed with Batman, but it looked more traditional than Tom Holland's suit. With the black lines. I'll give you. But anyways. So fast forward all these years, I mean, again, was it just a hobby? Like, I remember you telling me that, well, I can do things digitally now. I can do them on the computer, or I can do them. So did you just slowly learn as a hobby?
I slowly just learned as in, like, because I always wanted to do it better, or make, and a lot of times some of the stuff you see now, a lot of it has a lot of digital in it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, that looks cool. So I kind of wanted to pick that up. Like, I want to try and do that for myself, too. Like, I want to learn. See, I don't remember what the whole costume looked like, but essentially just a cheap thing like that. It was like a blue suit, Batman suit with Spider-Man eyes.
That is crazy.
And then he had his...
Those would be gold colored sunglasses, right? No, I'm just kidding.
They were yellow, though.
Were they?
They were yellow.
There you go, see? They probably stole from you. You didn't realize.
The suit was, like, blue for the most part.
Yeah.
I remember, one of the other things I remember, was the cape. It was, like, the Batman cape. It was a blue Batman cape. The inside was red with webbing.
This is pretty good. He just doodled this right now. And I'm telling you, this thing looks like it's ready to go to print. Like, this looks like... if the lips move, I could hear Kevin Conroy's voice coming out of it. It's got the Batman chin, but yeah, the look is very, very Michael Keaton / mixed with Spider-Man eyes. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was just like, for me, I didn't think too much in it. Looking back, I hate it.
Yeah.
But, because to me, it just seems so, like, cheap, like, oh, Spider-Man and Batman together.
Yeah.
But I do remember they had a day where they had where you can bring your parents in. I didn't have mine come in, but I don't think I told them about it. I could be wrong, but I think I didn't tell them about it. And so then I remember one kid had brought his dad to look at it, and he had told him, I don't remember what he told him, but I don't remember if it was the way the dad said it, or maybe he straight up told him right there, this is the one I was telling you about. And, this is the guy. So apparently my artwork had
attracted some attention.
Done something that he was telling his dad about it. So it was like, oh, that's cool. God, I wish I didn't lose that thing, because I had to create like a profile for the character. And
now, what did you call it? Spider Pig Bat?
No, I don't remember what it was called. Spider Demon Bat Spider. No, I don't remember, but something I don't remember. But
you just got your own character right there, man. You can get sued by both companies.
I know. And then say, no, it's neither of them. It's just a parody guy.
Yeah.
No.
It's Birdman. It's a bird costume. No. So now fast forward a little bit. I actually fast forward a lot. So then me and you were in a parking lot a couple months ago. I bring this idea up to you.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was that you said, well, I can draw, or if I said, well, you draw. I don't remember how it started. But this little independent idea that I had floating for a while, it got spurred because I saw a major comic book company revamp a major comic book character, and it insulted me down to my utter spine, down to my deep in my soul. I felt a pit of like disrespect. And so I decided to say, well, let me just turn this into inspiration, right? So I designed this little character or whatever, and literally it started off as the top of my head. And then I started giving you the info on it. Well, one, do you remember who started the conversation first about getting you on it?
You.
It was me. Okay, so it was me. Okay, so but did I just say, hey, you can draw? Can you do this? Or did I say, you believe what they did, man? You and me need to get together. I don't remember how it started.
You said you wanted to know if I could draw it. I had no idea that someone had done something that offended you to your core that you needed inspiration. So you just said it right now, and I was sitting here like, wait, what? What happened?
Yeah. So I left that part out purposely. Because I didn't want you to do that. I didn't want you to be like, oh yeah, because look, here's a little shot to them,
Right.
Like I didn't want to affect you that way. So the second thing is then, how did you feel when I asked you, would you do it? Would you want to do it? Did you just right off the bat like, sure, yeah, cool, or was it more like, I don't know, or maybe, or I'll say, I mean, sometimes
it's tricky how I thought on it, because one part's like, oh yeah, sure, cool. The other part, it does get a little tricky because I'm like, this is somebody else's vision.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't want to kind of like, yeah, here it is, and then this is totally not what I envisioned. So it's always like,
wait a minute, this is Spider-Bat.
I don't know if I want to touch somebody else's thing.
I don't know if I want to touch somebody else's thing either. But
someone else's idea or project. I said in a meeting that.
What idea they want to touch?
Immediately I regretted it. I was like, I don't want to touch this person's thing.
I saw you going there too, and I was like, he's not. He did. I don't want to know. I don't want to touch anybody's idea what they got for their thing either.
Here's another thing. I don't remember if we discussed if you wanted him to have like a costume or not. Like I did some where he's like in a costume. Other ones where it's like a costume with like a logo, and I'm like, did he want that? I don't know.
I think I told you something like, make him look like me without having my face or my body.
Right, you did say
I told you something along those lines, right?
I went for the hair. I was like, okay, the
hair.
That's
actually like, I was cracking a joke to you, but I just said the hair is the only thing I want to keep. This insane curly type of hair, Not because I have it either. I just said my hair is similar to the original character in Desperado,
right,
who has that kind of wavy curly hair, and that's.
And then that was another reason why I'm kind of like back and forth, because then I did so many words. He's like in street clothes, because I was like, I don't know how he wanted that. So I'm kind of like, I am still sadly, I know we wanted the deadline was already supposed to have happened a while ago, but I am still like.
We were, at this point, what was supposed to happen, if I remember correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that I was supposed to show you like a preview of some of the early script ideas, some of the early outlines. That was
that's what we were meeting up on. I was supposed to get like a preview of what you were writing, and I was supposed to say, well, here's what I have design-wise. I believe I was supposed to come up with like 3 shots. One like the profile, the front, side, back, an action shot, or just kind of like, or whatever. I don't remember the third one. That's how much I was stuck on the design. I don't remember the third shot.
Yeah, I know I wanted the action shot. I was thinking more like Man of Steel when they first showed Henry Cavill. It's not really an action shot, but like he's in front of the bank vault. In your mindset now as an artist and being somebody, like I said, you work on these things, take this thing very seriously, very obviously, very, very skilled, very, very crafted skill here. I see, at least from my opinion. Like I said, you just do a little something. It would take me 10 years to even get that right, and then it would still be a stick figure and have two little sticks sticking out of his head instead of having those ears the way you got him, right? I mean, have you seen the Star Wars Robot Chicken? Where they tell the backstory of the guy that got his arm cut off, he was actually a brilliant artist and stuff. And he's like, it's okay, I'm ambidextrous, and it's like a stick figure, it's all lopsided. That's me at my best. That's the best that I could do with art, right? I'm the type of guy to take paint, throw it at a wall, and be like, there, I'm an artiste. I'm an artist. Yeah, so
look at it.
As an artiste, what part are you at right now? Like, what's your mindset now? And then when I hand you in your hand the script, right, you have it in your hand to look at it. What will be going through your head then? I'm just so curious, so interested in this process.
Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Well, one of the things I'm gonna kind of look at is tone. Obviously, I'm gonna check out like what's going on as far as the action and see if it fits. Like I was saying, I was thinking, does he have a costume? Does he not have a costume?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like looking over things, see what he's doing, and see if a costume fits.
So like if I describe the action, it's like this guy needs heavy armor, and you're like he's in a leotard now, so I'm gonna adjust like that kind of thing you're looking for.
Yeah, things like that. And it's also going like I'm also kind of looking for descriptions on like what he can do, because on one hand, if he's in heavy action and maybe he's invulnerable to the stuff, maybe he doesn't need it. Maybe we go like maybe you keep him in like jeans and shirt just to kind of have those show his own personal like invulnerability, but maybe those get torn up and stuff because those aren't something that can withstand it. So maybe that's just a part of it.
I feel like Lenny in Superman 4 when he's just like, Lex, this ain't gonna cover him.
This ain't gonna go, Lex.
The computer will adjust this. See, that's why I'm like, the Scrapsta will adjust. Keep the high moral standards that I've always prescribed to. To keep it. In other words, like you said, if he's got jeans. But it's like, I put him in a fire and he comes out shirtless. It's like, it doesn't make any sense for him to have jeans still on.
Right.
He'd be free balling right now, walking around everybody, right? So, I mean, so that basically...
Well, there's ways around that. You just darken up the crotch.
He's in the shadow. The shadow that
Why does he have a random shadow over his crotch? Well,
I mean,
whatever.
It casts a shadow, that's why. What's the limit? Like how you were saying, I don't want to do too much for somebody else's idea. Where are the limits where you say, okay... I won't draw this and I won't design this. This is crossing the line. This is crossing the line where I'm defining this character too much compared to what I've been told so far.
I have not come to that yet. It's for me right now, it's like a nervous thing of like, so let's say I were to do something and then I come in and I say, here it is. And it's like way off. Then it might be like, that's the limit. Okay. I won't go that far in doing someone else's work.
Yeah. These twirly tassels on his nipples, a little much. I mean, I get that they have blades on them, but...
that was the weapon I was making.
Yeah. I knew it was something like that. Have you seen these women that they turn themselves into bronies for their boyfriend? The bronies have those little colorful tails.
Oh, jeez. I don't like where this is going.
Yeah. You know what it is?
Oh,
you just gotta plug it in. Plug it in and she's a brony.
Oh, no. I knew I wasn't going to like where that was going.
Listen, none of that on the character, okay? None of that, all right?
That's why I didn't like where it's going. I knew I have to
He's got a tail, and he whips it out. He whips it out and starts hitting everybody.
Boom. You have a tail.
Boom, boom, knocking everybody out.
Not a tail.
He spins around in a circle. So it's like, Wonder Woman! No.